Hello to all my friends out there. So I still have iced tea. You know, one good thing about iced tea, it doesn't lose carbonation. So I'm doing the chat from the apartment this morning. So this chat is, what can the little guy do about an economic collapse? Okay, we see the shopping centers starting to close down. I mean, big ones have just basically walked away from their shopping centers. And why is that? Well, maybe it's because they know people aren't going to have any spendable income to speak of. Another thing these shopping centers indicate is that property or real estate is pretty much valueless, because what is going to happen with these shopping centers? Not to be rude, FEMA camps. Okay, so this might be signaling an economic collapse. How would this economic collapse come about? These floods could cause significant loss of productive farmland, loss of beef and pork, and create food shortages, which would be really bad. Another thing that might cause pretty much of an economic collapse is manufacturing taken over by robots. So we could suffer an economic collapse. We could suffer significant loss of jobs. We could suffer significant loss of prosperity. Okay, so if everything goes really, really, really bad, chances are Donald Trump is not getting a second term. I've heard it predicted he's not. Okay, so say if he's not, who might be? Well, we've all seen him, Andrew Yang. In with Andrew Yang comes basic income, in comes Bitcoin. Okay, one thing that might collapse our currency is the gold standard. Okay, we know there's gold. We know there's lots of gold. And the gold was what was supposed to be supporting our currency. Can you have gold and just not pay your debts? Yeah, sure you can. You know, you can have gold, and we know that people bought their way out of Syria recently with a whole bunch of gold. And it was bought up, I think, by the U.S., Furthermore, I thought I saw evidence of it here in San Diego. So what this all means is, okay, supposedly on Thursday, more big storms are coming. And if you live in that area, and if it seems at all dangerous from the last time, get out. You know, sometimes the best thing, if you're not filthy rich, is you just have to get out with your life and your family. You know, it's very dangerous there right now. If you're working in manufacturing, you might want to start looking in for another type of work. What I did is I worked in mom and pop beauty shops, and at the first sign of any kind of income problem, I was first to go. And then, you know, they took over my money, you know, my work, and, you know, life was good for a little while for them. So if you're working for people that you cannot trust, start looking around. The best thing would be some kind of cash money job. I wouldn't run out and buy Bitcoin. I might buy a little bit. I might mine some for free. So so what can you do? What is the most important thing you can do? Well, the most important thing you can ever do is create a stockpile, create a food storage, make sure you have water, try to accumulate as much cash as you can. Make sure your car runs good. If you need to evacuate, make sure your car is full of gas, and store gasoline as you can, if you can. and if you can, secure a weapon. And you know, also another thing that occurred to me, and this is bad, how many actual loss of children are there going to be in this flood? I mean, make sure at all times you secure your children. You know, you saw in videos, oh, we lost our pets. It would be very, very easy to lose your children in one of these disasters. The best way to make sure you don't lose your children is put your children in the car and evacuate. And on every site I have watched videos, I have urged people to evacuate. And you know, let's say Thursday comes, no storms come, and people call me an alarmist. That's okay. But if one life is saved, or one family is not sitting in the house with absolutely no food, I told you, I ran into someone I know who had absolutely no food. You know what? I think there's a lot of people with no food. So, for a basic food storage, beans, rice, and vegetables. And then that would be basic, pretty much basic. So, okay, you guys, God bless you all.